And the World Academy of Sciences will be the first step. Because if we can take out scientists from all over the world slowly from the grip of the politicians, all their power will be finished. They are not power. The scientist is the power behind. And the scientist is in a difficulty because there is no institute in the world which will give the scientist enough material, instruments, machines that he needs to work with. The days are far gone when Galileo could make a small lab in his own house. Scientists could work independently without any support from outside. But now science is so complex and has grown so many branches, and each branch has become a science in itself, that unless a government or a very powerful institution which has money, which has intelligence, which has dedicated students, the scientist cannot work. It seems existence is arranging for the money that we will need to create the science. Another very important man in Japan who holds many foundations for humanitarian services, Sarakawa, is also coming to see whether it is possible to bring money from many foundations to create this World Institute. And it will have support from all over the world, from all the scientists without exception, because now everybody is seeing that they are serving death, not life. We can have a greatest library for scientific research, and we can have sannyasins work, study, and the synthesis is that everybody who is working in the institute will also be meditating. Because unless meditation goes deep in you, your love sources remain dormant. Your blissfulness, your joy remain unblossomed. Man is not for science, science is for man. But science can be of tremendous help if all the scientists from the world who are creating destructive power are removed. They want to move, but they have no place to move. We have to create a place for them. They are all feeling guilty. Albert Einstein died feeling utterly guilty because he created the atomic bomb and surrendered those bombs to President Roosevelt of America. Once those bombs were in the hands of the politicians, Albert Einstein went on writing letters that these should not be used, they should be reserved as a last resort. But nobody bothered about those letters. Who cares? And they were used without rhyme or reason. Japan was coming to a point to accept surrender because Germany has already surrendered, and without Germany's help, Japan was not able. It is a small land, beautiful, brave, but this world has moved from braveness, from courage, to a war which is mechanical. Even a weak man can drop bombs. There is no need for him to be a giant, a wrestler. Even there are aeroplanes which can be directed by remote control without any pilots, and they can drop the bomb and come back home. War has gone beyond any conception of braveness, courage. Japan is a country courageous. It was going to fall any moment, and every general, even American generals, told the President Truman that it is now absolutely inhuman to drop atom bombs when the country is already ready to surrender. But President Truman insisted that this is the last chance. Don't miss before the surrender. Drop the bombs. We have to see what atomic energy can do, so that we can go on creating more and higher and more superior bombs. Now, the bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki are just toys compared to the nuclear weapons that we have. Scientists are in a difficulty. Individually they cannot work. They have to work under a government. The government's interest is war. No religion is going to support them because their findings go on destroying religious superstitions. There is an immense vacuum which I want to fill by creating a world academy absolutely devoted to life, love, laughter, absolutely devoted to create a better humanity, a better and more pure, healthy atmosphere, put the disturbed ecology back I have called these two people. Dr. Murakoshi has already been here. He has already created a few things which radiate atomic energy, but in such minute form that they help, they remove diseases, they give a better well-being. He has made for me special, for my bathtub, a small radiator disc. Just 10 minutes and the whole bathtub becomes full of radiation. Just to check whether it works or not, I have used the bath. It certainly works. He has made few belts filled inside with radiating material, and sannyasins are using them and are finding immense energy that they have never found. He is going to come with more gadgets that he has invented. He loves me so much that he informed that it will be better if I move the ashram to Japan. Because there he has contacts with the emperor, other scientists, and he is ready to found the academy and the money that will be needed, and it is going to be enormous money. But I have informed him that Japan is running out of land. It is the most crowded country in the world. They have even making artificial islands in the ocean. They have floated few to create their industry on those artificial islands. Secondly, Japan is very costly. Its currency is now at the top in the world. It will prevent my poor sannyasins to reach. And to be there for months, it will be too costly. I have called him, and I am certain I will convince him that this is the right place. The whole Koregaon Park is for sale. And we are finding sources of money to purchase the whole Koregaon Park. And then all the gadgets can be used by every sannyasin. Mechanisms can be managed to purify water, to purify air, because Pune is utterly polluted. But one thing is good about India, that things are cheaper. From every country people can come, be here for 3-4 months, and then 8 months back in their country they can earn enough and be back. There is no need here for them to work. Here is their temple of meditation, and I want all the dimensions the best musicians to teach you, the best artists to teach you painting, the best poets to teach you the experience of poetry and the expression of it. I am an incurable dreamer. But I can say to you, whatever I have dreamed in my life, I have managed it without doing anything. Just a proposal to the existence. For 4 months, a sannyasin remains here. He will learn much natural cultivation, how to live in tune with nature, not against it. How to make your life free from all bondages that the past has imposed on you. And once all the branches of science, this is a strange fact, perhaps you may not be aware, that science has grown so many branches that one branch does not know anything about the other branch. And they go on researching and doing great work against each other. The most important thing for academy will be to create pure science, just the way I am making every effort to create pure religiousness. If a man can have inside a pure religiousness, that means love, that means silence, that means meditation, and also a sense of pure science, so that no branches of science go on doing work unnecessarily, which is destructive to other parts. Second great thing the academy has to do, up to now science has developed accidentally. There has been no sense of direction. Just people went on discovering anything without any idea for what. Still accidentally moving, they have created much, but it is in the service of destruction. Pure science will give the sense of direction and the unity of all the sciences. So the whole science works as a whole, not different branches. Right now the situation is hilarious. My ear was infected. Dr. Jog, a very prominent specialist, when I mentioned to him that you are just treating the ear without bothering about the whole body, because ear is not something separate. Perhaps the reason may be somewhere else. For a moment he remained silent and he said, I cannot say anything more. I know only about the ear, and I will treat the ear. You are right logically that perhaps the ear is the weakest point and the disease is somewhere else that has found the weakest point to express. And that's what acupuncture knows. It will be good to remind you how acupuncture came into existence. A man had been suffering his whole life from migraine. No treatment helped him. And one day, just by accident, he was shot by an arrow in his knee. He was passing through the forest. Some hunter misjudged. He thought there is some animal because it was getting dark. But the miracle was, as the arrow hit the knee, the migraine disappeared forever. That was the origin of acupuncture. So if you say to the acupuncturist that my head is suffering very badly, continuous headache, migraine, he will not touch your head at all. They have found 700 points in the body, and he will work on some other point just by a small needle. And they have been as successful as anybody else. The body is a whole organism